I'm giving any kind of presentation, it's a technical presentation. I'm at a professional conference. I do a whole bunch of research, and I learn a product, or I learn a problem, and then I present on that. It's not, this obviously is not that. I didn't get to pick the topic. The research was much more difficult than anything I've ever had to research before. And it's been a struggle. A difficult time for me. God was nice and started me on a topic that I feel like I know pretty well. I consider myself a fairly loving person. So let's start with definitions. How do you define love? Money. Money. Cody wants presents. There we go. Caring about something more than you care about yourself. Caring about something more than you care about yourself.
Love is never saying you're sorry.
Wait. Never saying you're sorry?
Never having to say it.
Never having to say you're sorry.
It sounds like they got those on record.
Anybody else? Love.
I would say that love is being able to say you're sorry.
Love is being able to say you're sorry. Now we can read minds if we're in love. I like that one. In my mind, Paul gave one of the best definitions of love, because in my mind it covers every potential aspect that I can come up with. So we'll turn to 1 Corinthians 13:4. Love is patient and kind. Love is not jealous, it does not brag, it is not proud. Love is not rude, it is not selfish, and does not get upset with others. Love does not count up wrongs that have been done. Love takes no pleasure in evil, but rejoices over the truth. Love patiently accepts all things, it always trusts, always hopes, always endures. Love never ends. We're going to stop. Love never ends. Pastor Anita, Dan, Jerry, they've all talked about love before. They've talked about the way that we understand love. The way that we're taught in school to understand love is that there are 3 different kinds of love. Anybody remember what those are? Right, love for your God, love for yourself, and love for your neighbor. Do you remember what they're called? I mean, it doesn't really matter. That's basically what it is. It's agape love, which is the love that we get from God. There's eros, which is the physical act of love. And there's philos, which is the mental love, the friendship love, the brotherly love. Even more than that, if we look at 1 John 4:8, we get, in my mind, the ultimate love definition. The simplest and most clear and concise. We're just looking at the second half of a specific verse. But we read the whole one. It says, "Whoever does not love does not know God, because God is love." Simply, very elegant, God is love. Everything about God is love. Even when He's angry, it's love. If we look at that definition, God is love, it doesn't say God is the love between God and a man, or between a man and his brother, or between a man and his wife. It is love. All of that, something bigger and more extreme than we can explain. The problem we run into then, if you can't see, Jerry has been talking about this a lot, you can't see, hear, taste, smell, or touch God. How then do you communicate from you to someone else something that you can't see, hear, smell, taste, or touch. It's this thing, this emotion, this feeling that you can't just walk up to somebody and say, here's your bottle of love. I love you. See, here's my bottle of love for you. So then, how do you communicate to somebody that you love them? How express your stupid feelings? How do you do that?
I write a note.
Your eyes, you write a note, long text. What is it with you and money today, Cody? So if somebody loves you, they're going to start giving you money?
I don't love that. I don't love that much.
Jerry, we might need to talk.
I don't love that. I don't love that.
I learned how to express my love from my mom. She hugs me. I mean, beyond the normal, she tells me. She hugs me. She calls me up short when I'm doing something wrong. She helps me with my chores. She any number of things that you could think of. She gives me encouragement anytime I'm in a hard spot. She tells me it's going to be okay. She knows that I'll make it through. That's how I express love. When I love someone, I help them. I talk to them. I tell them with my actions. Love isn't just an emotion, it's a verb. When I say I love someone, I am not just feeling something, but I act on that feeling. We can't see love, right? We've established that. So you have to see the evidence of love. That's the only true way, in my mind, to express it.
Danny, did I express my love to my kids
By choking her? There are people who that's how they were taught to express love. By a nice beating. My mommy might have also taught me that. I love you. This hurts me more than it hurts
That's
you.
what I mean. I know my different.
That's like the most worst of all ever.
It hurts me more than it hurts you.
No.
Not possible. Let's look at Matthew 22:38. This is when he's talking to the Pharisee that's trying to catch him, trying to trip him up. And he says, we'll start with 37. He says, Jesus answered, "Love the Lord your God with all your heart, all your soul, and all your mind. This is the first and most important command." We all have touched on that one over and over and over and over, because God wants nothing more than for us to return the love that He gives to us. But look at that. Look at 39. The second command is like the first. Love your neighbor as you love yourself. Let's talk about that for a second. How do you love yourself? Getting yourself stuff. Money, we're back to money. You buy yourself presents. Have respect for yourself.
By looking myself in the mirror.
By looking yourself in the mirror. I'm never doing that. Never thinking you're above anybody else. Those are all good. So then, transfer that to everybody else. Look at them in the mirror. Help everybody who needs help.
Okay, you said to love your neighbor. Your neighbor could be anybody.
Absolutely anybody. There's no definition of neighbor.
I'm What neighbor gets
in the Bible. There's no only the people that are the same color as you, or the people that live close to you, or what neighbor means these days is insane, because I have a ridiculous number of friends on Facebook, and I communicate with them all the time, but they don't live next to me, but they qualify as my neighbor. They still fall under that rule. Be nice to them and love them like you love yourself. So now we know how we love ourselves, and we know how we express our love for other people, and how they express their love for us. How does God show that? He can't give us a hug. He can't walk up and grab our hand when we're about to touch the stove. He can't really spank us, though sometimes it feels like it. How does God show his love? With blessings. He shows us favor. He helps lessen our load. Helps bring everything that is in our life in perspective. That's the big one for me. No matter how big a problem looks right now, my mom taught me a saying when I was a kid, when I was a teenager. When I was going through high school, Ashley, and everything seemed terrible, I would come home with some problem, some frustration, some little thing that was just like, this is the end of the world. It's over right here. And my mom would listen patiently. She would listen, she would take it all in, and then she would say, okay, so now the question you ask yourself is, will this matter in 5 years? Because sometimes I couldn't see past the end of my nose, and it mattered now, and it would matter in 5 years even more. Those people that I don't remember the names of that decided they didn't like me. I mean, I wasn't much different than I am now. I'm just slightly less confrontational. Slightly. My mom helped me keep everything in perspective. And that's what God does for us. He says, okay, yes, this is a struggle. This life is difficult, and it's a struggle, and it's going to be. But I can help you. Like my mom helped me with my papers in high school. I can help you. But ultimately, this is high school. For those of us that are out of high school, we know that this is high school. And the rest of your life is not affected significantly, or it doesn't have to be, by what goes on in high school. So, the rest of eternity is not going to be significantly impacted by what we experience in this life. It's 70 years, if you're lucky, next to the entire rest of time. Think about that for a minute. We have problems remembering what happened yesterday, let alone what happened as a society 100 years ago. We struggle to see our society repeating, even our families, repeating the same mistakes that the previous generations have made. Imagine what it looks like to God. Yes, okay, I realize that the boy that you liked yesterday doesn't like you anymore, and now you've moved on to a new boy. It's cool. It's cool. I love you, so I will listen, and I will care because you care, and that is it. If you didn't care, I wouldn't even notice. But because you care, I care. And I'm going to put time in there, and I'm going to put effort. And I am going to help you with this burden, no matter how inconsequential I think it is. It's a big deal to you, so I'm going to help. That's how God shows his love for us. Whatever matters to you, specifically, whatever matters to you, God helps you with that thing. And that's how he expresses love. So we see God loves us. We accept that love. We cherish it. We use it in our daily life to help us with our burdens. But accepting God's love isn't enough. It's not. It's the first step. And he's really happy when you do that. But that's not the only thing. He wants you to use that love to help lessen the burdens of everyone's around you. Love everyone like he loves you. Let's look at John 13:34. This is Jesus talking to the disciples. And he says, I give you a new command. Love each other. That's pretty simple. You must love each other as I have loved you. That makes it a little bit more difficult. And then he gives you the reason. All people will know that you are my followers if you love each other. So if you love each other the way that I loved you, the same reason that Jesus attracted the multitudes that he did, that expression of love for everyone around him, you will attract people to you. And you will get to share that. You will get to spread that. You will get to bring all of that to multitudes of people. And everyone will know that you follow Jesus because you love like Jesus did. You learned it from him. Let's look at Luke 10 real quick. Luke 10:25. We're going to start at the top because I love this whole story. We all know this story. Then an expert on the law stood up to test Jesus, saying, Teacher, what must I do to get life forever? Jesus said, Where is written in the law? What is written in the law? What do you read there? In case it isn't clear, I'm reading from the New Century Version, just because I find it incredibly easy to understand, and it makes it easier for me to communicate with you guys. The man answered, Love the Lord your God with all your heart, all your soul, all your strength, and all your might. Jesus said to him, Your answer is right. Do this and you will live. That's all it takes. All we have to do is return the love to God that he gives to us. But the man, wanting to show the importance of his question, said to Jesus, And who is my neighbor? Jesus answered, As the man was going from Jerusalem to Jericho, some robbers attacked him. They tore off his clothes, beat him, and left him lying there almost dead. Think about the people you see every single day that are like that. They may not be physically beaten, laying on the side of the road with nobody paying any attention, but they are beaten down, and everything about them has been torn. Especially right now. It happened that a priest was going down that road. When he saw the man, he walked by on the other side. He didn't just walk by and I don't see that. He saw him and crossed the street just to go around him and avoid potentially getting involved. Not my business. Likewise, a Levite, when he was at the place, came and looked on him and passed on the other side. Same thing. The priest and the Levite. Who were the Levites? The only tribe that was allowed to come in the presence of God. Right? They got to look at the presence of God. And this man looked at the guy that was lying on the side of the road and walked by. Made no attempts to help. But a certain Samaritan, as he journeyed, came where he was. And when he saw him, When the Samaritan saw the guy, he had compassion on him. He went to him and bound up his wounds, pouring in oil and wine, and set him on his own beast, and brought him to an inn, and took care of him. On the morrow, when he departed, he took out 2 pence, and gave them to the host, and said unto him, Take care of him, and whatsoever thou spendest more, when I come again, I will repay thee. This man that was supposed to be the epitome of the worst people on the planet, according to the Jews at the time, the Samaritans, he is the one that stopped. Which now of these, thinkest thou, was neighbor unto him that fell among the thieves? The Samaritan, definitely. And he said, He that showed mercy on him. And then Jesus said unto him, Go and do thou likewise. Go be like that Samaritan. Don't be like the priest. Whatever the priest thinks he knows, don't be like the Levites. Because that Levite was not doing it right. Be like the Samaritan. Help him. Help him with his wounds. Help him with his clothes. Help him with when he can't help himself. Because my mom loves me, because Jerry loves me, because Pastor Nita loves me, I find it easier to love everybody else. Because I was brought up with love and found love in my heart and all around me. When I encounter someone like that, I want to help. I see some random lady standing on the street corner holding a sign, and I don't think, wow, maybe she should get a job. I think, I wish I had a job I could give her. I see a little kid at the grade school feeling uncomfortable and put off because he's the only one that is wearing hand-me-down clothes. I want to go up and hug him and help him and not make the other children feel bad, but make him accepted. Find a way for him to integrate and feel that love that he's looking for. That's what God wants from us. We have to learn to love everyone the same way as God. He wants us to love like He does. And in doing so, since I'm filled with love from Jerry, from Pastor Nita, from my mom, from God, from everybody, except Rick. I get to spread my love to everyone around me. Let me say this a different way. Because God is love. I'm spreading God to everyone around me. I'm not preaching. I'm not teaching. I am not doing anything that they could be upset about. I'm not pushing. I'm not trying to convert them. But I am spreading God every time I show love to anyone. And that's what He wants from us. And it's simple. It's just, you don't just say, I love you. Like we said, you don't just say, I love everyone. I could say I love everyone. But if you don't see it in my actions, then it's not spreading and it's not true. Because the action is required for the expression of love. Love isn't just a statement, and it's not just an emotion, it's a commitment. If I say I love you, I'm committing to acting like I love you.